Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It is me, Adisa, the Alpha Empath. And today I am going to be answering a member question from within my Facebook group, The Evolution of an Empath. So, one of our members asked, Adisa, what is the quickest way to healing? Well, Alicia, that's her name, Alicia Alzen. I think that's her name. That's what her name is. Well, the quickest way to healing, I am the shortcut queen. I'm going to be honest with you. I have tried to do everything the quickest and the fastest way that I possibly could because I have a very competitive spirit. But when it comes to healing, there are no fucking shortcuts. There's none. If I've tried hypnosis, and hypnosis is faster, it's definitely faster. I actually practice and do hypnosis myself. It's definitely faster. But when you say quick, when most people say quick, they are talking about getting to the end goal without having to do all the steps. And you cannot fool this universe. You can't trick this universe. And you cannot shortcut your way through healing. You just cannot do it. And one of the hardest things that I had to learn about the quickest path to healing is that you have to prioritize yourself. But I wouldn't do that. I'm gonna be honest with you, and it kind of gets me all emotional even thinking about it. But because I was codependent, because I needed to be in a relationship, because I needed to be needed, because I needed something to control, I chose things out of my pain and I chose things out of the unhealed version of myself. And I ended up picking up a lot of roles and responsibilities and obligations that then prevented me from prioritizing my healing. For instance, let me give you an example. And if you guys are watching me, go ahead and say good morning to me, good afternoon to me, good evening to me, whatever time zone you're in. It does not matter. I just want to know that you're watching me and that you're listening, okay? So, when I was in my 20s, in my early 20s, Spirit was telling me, sit down and learn how to be single. But I was too busy watching all of my friends get married, all of my friends have baby showers, all of my friends have bridal parties, and they're going on honeymoons with their significant other, and I wanted those things too. And I tried to skip the step of being single. I tried to. I didn't. I didn't want to do that. As far as I was concerned, that was for the birds, and that was not for me. That's literally how I felt about it. And I wanted to be in a relationship, and I felt that there was nothing wrong for me with me wanting to be in a relationship, and there was nothing, literally nothing wrong with me wanting to be in a relationship. But was it the correct time for me to embrace sharing my life with somebody else when I didn't even understand who I was? And this is where we need wisdom. So I wasn't wise, and I went ahead and got married and got into a relationship. And then I began to understand that my responsibilities as a mother, my responsibilities as a wife, my responsibilities as a household manager, I didn't have any time. I kid you not. I didn't have any time to prioritize me. So I ended up I used all of my energy to serve others. But then I got to this point, and you tend to get to this point after you tired of fucking shit up. You tend to get to this point where you like, I don't want to do it this way anymore. And I went through a dark depression. Now, I didn't understand it at the time, but this is something that spiritual people like to call the dark night of the soul. Some people will call it a mental breakdown. Some people will call it a midlife crisis. I really don't care what you call it, but it is an initiation into healing. That's what it is. So if you're going through depression, if you feel like you just want to be isolated from the world, if you feel like nobody understands you, you should congratulate yourself and you should be happy because you are on the journey and on the path to understanding your soul. And you need to understand your soul. You are an energetic being. That job it is to evolve your own soul. Your spirit has to parent your soul. And my soul was a little kid saying, give me a relationship, give me sex, give me passion, give me money, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me. My soul was throwing temper tantrums. But thankfully, all things work together for my good. And I woke up one morning after I knew that my life, the life that I had built, had been destroyed because it was built on sand instead of the solid rock of me. It couldn't be built on the solid rock of me because I wasn't solid. How are you going to build your house on a solid rock and you ain't solid? And I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Well, Adisa, my house is built on Jesus. Okay, do you? Do you? But here's what I'm going to tell you is that Yahshua, y'all say Jesus, but Yahshua's uttered these words. He says, pick up your cross and follow me. He didn't ask you to pick up his cross. Build your house on the solid rock of you. So after this divorce, I said, you know what? I'm tired of the obligations of my career. I'm tired of the obligations of motherhood. I'm tired of the obligations of wife, and everything that I can let go, I'm going to fucking let it go. And I did. And I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you and tell you that it was easy. It was fucking hard because the humanity within each and every single one of us likes to get emotionally attached. But emotional attachments tend to hinder spiritual growth. And this is why we gotta be in a relationship when our spirit is saying, be single. Be single. Have you even learned how to be single yet? Probably not. Probably not, because everybody is chasing the American dream or the Cinderella story, or everybody's chasing something. Men are chasing the big corporate corner office, taking their families on vacation, and then when they hit 50, they want to go and sleep with the secretary and destroy their families. And the reason why that happens is because they skip steps in healing. Stop looking for shortcuts. If you want to heal the fastest, let everything go. Let everything go. In fact, why don't you try wisdom and not even attach yourself to things until you've healed? Why not try that? Because that is the least harmful and the least selfish way to do things. It really is. When I thought about all the people that I hurt because I needed them in my life and I was attached to them and I wouldn't sit my ass down and isolate myself so I could heal. Well, I started building with these people. And then I couldn't hold up my end of the bargain because my spirit was dying. And when your spirit dies, lifting that heavy weight of the world, Yahshua said this. Yahshua said, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. But I'm telling you that that yoke and that burden that I had put on myself and that I had allowed the world to influence me to put on myself, that shit was heavy. That shit was heavy and it was causing my soul to cry out and was causing my spirit to bow down. So my spirit came up with a great idea and said, haha, we're going to send her through a depression. We're going to send her through trauma so she can let it go. And I did. And when I let those things go, then my healing began to quicken. It began to quicken. I saw my life changing drastically in like a year and a half. And that might seem like a long time for you, but let me compare it to this. Compare it to the 20 years of unhealed bullshit, me trying to build my life that I was in. I'm hoping that this is making sense to you. Let me go ahead and to some of these comments over here. Good morning, Mimi. Good morning, Mimi. While I'm speaking about this, listen, I'm teaching a class. If you're in my group, my Facebook group, The Evolution of Empath, I am teaching Honoring Your Empathic Gift tomorrow morning, which is Saturday, October 16th at 9:30 Central Standard Time. If you want to be in this class with me live, you need to inbox me so I can send you the link. Everybody else is going to have to watch it within the group as I stream it. Now, sometimes I have technical difficulties when I stream. I don't know what to tell you. So if it works, it works. And if it don't work, it just don't fucking work. Okay. Because that ain't my forte. That's not really what I do. The next thing I needed to say is that I'm having my Goddess Boot Camp on October 23rd through 25th in Miami, Florida. This Goddess Boot Camp is going to be completely different than all the rest of them, because this Goddess Boot Camp, we're going to be working on dark feminine energy, and we're going to be working on shadow work. The cost of that boot camp is $711 unless you have attended one of my Goddess Boot Camps in the past, and then if that's the case, the cost for you is $555. Again, let me go back to some of these comments. Good morning. Thank you for your healing words. I'm in the middle of work right now, and hearing your words gives me hope in the middle of a stressful time. I don't know who this is, but That comment that you made touched me. I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for that. And here's another thing, and I'm not trying to discourage you, but I found that it was very hard for me to heal quickly in the middle of a career in a job that my soul and my spirit didn't like. You see, I'm an empath and I have this keen ability to be great. I'm sorry, good at a lot of things. Oh my God. Anything I get into, I'm gonna be on the leaderboard. I'm gonna be good at it. But when you're an empath, you have a spiritual calling. You may not like it. Empaths are only 20% of the people in the world. You have a spiritual calling. In fact, you volunteered to come your soul down here to this fucking planet. You could have stayed your ass in a different realm, but you chose not to. You chose to experience trauma. You chose to feel the pain of the world. And I know what people are saying. There's books all out. I don't want to be an empath anymore. You volunteered for this job. And that is my main assignment. And I found it very hard for me to heal myself in an environment where people kept taking and draining my energy. I had to make a choice, and I'm not telling you to do that. I'm saying this is the path that I had to take. I had to make a choice to disengage from the world. That sped up my healing process. I had to step out on faith and start my own empathic ministry, and that's what I did. And let me tell you something: the solitude and the peace that I have found by doing that, I don't regret it. Not only that, but my finances went up, my peace went up, my joy went up, my happiness went up, my health went up. That really is the quickest way to heal. Let's get back to some of these comments over here. Okay. All things work together for my good. Those words ring. Yes, 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 they do. Hello, Nuru. Hello, how are you? Yes, yes, yes. Just inbox me. I don't know who that is, but yeah, hey, yeah. Thank you. Greetings, Adisa. So let me get back. Heal fast. Don't attach yourself to emotional attachments and obligations and responsibilities if you can. Don't do it. That's going to slow down your healing. And if you are in the middle of a relationship or an obligation and a responsibility, you need to ask yourself this question: is this responsibility, is this obligation, is this emotional attachment serving my spiritual growth? That's a hard question. Ooh, that's a hard question. I wake up every morning. I do something for my clients. It's called conscious creation therapy. And I wake up every morning and I decide what virtue or what fruit I'm going to work on. And I might work on gratitude one day. I might work on joy one day. I might work on and I don't just work on the good shit. Mm-mm. I work on how to practice my anger without destroying myself. I work on the dark shit too. I work on becoming a warrior. I work on taming my beast. But if you're in a relationship, you need to ask yourself, is this relationship serving the healed part of me, or is this relationship serving the unhealed part of me? And if you ask yourself that question and you come to the conclusion that that relationship that you're in is serving the unhealed part of you because the unhealed part of you chose that attachment, have the courage and have the strength and have the faith to release it in love. That's what you have to do. I had to release my biological family members because I realized that they were attached to a version of me that I no longer wanted to be. And when I would go over and see them, they would try to connect with me, but the version that they wanted to connect to no longer existed. We had nothing in common anymore. So I had to go out and I had to seek my spiritual family. It says all throughout the Bible, when people go on spiritual journeys, this is the first thing that each and every single one of them is told to do. Get away from your fucking people, leave your house, leave your mama and your daddy, and let me bring you to a land that I'm gonna send you to. Each and every single one of them does that. And that really is the path. Joshua did it, Moses did it, Abraham did it, Jacob did it, Isaac did it, David did it. Everybody does it. Gandhi did it. Everybody does it. It is the path for healing. And that is the quickest path. You are going to have to learn how to detach. Paul did it. And when you are detached, you have to learn how to tame the monster within you. And all of us has a monster. All of us has a dark side. But the beauty of that dark side is within that darkness is all kinds of light and all kinds of fucking treasure. And if you learn how to tame it, and this is part of healing as well, then the darkness transmutes into moonlight, and that moonlight represents wisdom. All divinity is always light and dark. It's not all light and it's not all dark. It's the balance of two. It's the yin and the yang. And you cannot skip steps within the yin and the yang. If you have too much light, you're unbalanced. If you have too much dark, you're unbalanced. Get your balance and then build your life. This is a conscious creation therapy tip that I tell my clients. Who do you choose to be? Then wake up every morning and make decisions for that version of you. Old things are passed away. The mercies of divinity are new every morning. I go to sleep at night and I mourn everything that passed away, all the mistakes that I made. I mourn them and then I forgive myself. And then the morning, and I wake up and I say, hey, Tiffany, did you have a good night morning? Yeah, I did. I mourned everything and now I'm ready to start a new day. I'm living in the present. What is this day going to be? And how I'm going to heal myself this day. I hope this makes sense to you guys. If you're signing up for my class tomorrow at 9:30, you better inbox me. I love you guys. And if my message has been helpful to you, go ahead and share it. If you want me to answer another question for you, then I ask you, send me some type of message. And I get a lot of messages. I get a lot of inbox messages, but I'll pick a question and I'll answer it. I'll see you soon. Bye.